All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Give double honors to the elders of Ruel and say honors and Shalom to all the brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. What you're looking at is something I put together a few months ago. Back in September, I had a debate on Debate Talk for you on Blog Talk Radio. Is the 12 Tribes chart accurate? Dealing with the 12 tribe chart now, you got certain individuals that's bucking up talking about that 12 tribe breakdown. They right this and that. Some people will say, well, the Latinos ain't our people. Some people will say, well, there's no way for us to know. The number one thing that y'all lack is faith. Also, the number two thing you lack is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, y'all don't have the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's evident if you deny the 12 tribes chart. Okay? Now notice, here I got 12 tribes, Israel, Baruch 4 and 37. So that's really what I'm going to open with. Baruch 4 and 37. That is Baruch 4 and 37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. So we scattered all over the place from the east to the west. But the west is the primary and predominant place we're located. Okay? To further prove that, let's go to Micah 4 and let's start at verse 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city. What is the city we went forth from? Jerusalem. Okay? And thou shalt and thou shalt dwell in the field, which is Africa, the land of Ham. And thou shalt go even to Babylon. What is that new Babylon? America. The Babylon is talking about, because Micah wrote this after Babylon went down. So the Micah that is talking about the Babylon that is talking about is the new and the modern day Babylon, the one spoken of in the book of Revelations, which is the United States of America. Okay, there shalt thou be delivered. This is where we're gonna get our deliverance from. This is where this is the primary place Yahweh Shai is gonna come back to save Israel. Even though we're gonna be gathered from all over the world, the West is the main place. America is the main place. Okay. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies. This is where we're going to receive our redemption from our enemies, chiefly the so-called white man, the devil. Okay? So that's letting you know that this is the main place where we're at. Okay? And the fact that the majority of guys that's in the truth or that I come across and deal with or that's talking is over here in the Western Hemisphere, in the Americas, this 12 tribe chart is the one that pertains directly to us. Now, yes, there are Judites, Benjamite, Levite, Issachar, Asher, all over the place. But as far as who we're dealing with here on the Western Hemisphere, this is the 12 tribes chart that we're commanded to have in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, that pertains to the region that we're in today. You got to think about it. In the ancient times, when Paul would go to Corinth or to Rome or anywhere else, he was letting the people know that they were Israelites and the tribe they were from, based off of the spirit, based off of whatever historical evidence that they had during that period of time. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that we're doing here today. Now, some people will say, well, how do we know that this, and that? First off, how do we know? How do you know that that's every one of those Judah? I'll say the vast majority in the generalization of the African American Negro in America is Judah. Now, some of them, even other Southern Kingdom tribes, yeah, a lot of them dudes that's down there from Louisiana are Levites. They're not Judites, but they might be thinking that the Judites are African American, which really they're Levites, because before they were in Louisiana, a lot of times they was coming from Haiti. It's the same group of slaves that the French were taking. Some of them they were dropping off in Haiti. Some of them they were dropping off in Guadeloupe. Some of them that were dropping off in Martinique. Some of them that were dropping off in French Guiana. And some of them that were dropping off in Louisiana. That's all Levi, because it's the same group of slaves that was getting taken by Esau, but just getting dropped off in different places. But the main place is Haiti. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why that's the hub of Levi. Okay, but there are Levites elsewhere. Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna get this in Joel. This is Joel 3 and 3. And they cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. So the key thing is they have cast lots on my people. You had these different groups of Edomites, crackers, devils, that literally were casting lots on us. You had the English, they cast lot on Judah. But then you had some of the English and some of the Dutch that cast lot on Benjamin. Then you had some when you had the French, they cast lot on Levi. Okay? Then you had some of the English that was ruling over Gad. Some of the French that was messing with Gad, man. Okay? Then you had the Spanish, they was calling lots on the majority of the Latin tribe, man, that was already over here. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they did it. You had these different groups of crackers. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew exactly who they were doing it to. Okay? So they systematically did it, and they cast lots on the different tribes, okay? And that's how it worked the way it worked, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But just tied in all through the spirit, it's a scripture I love to bring out concerning this, showing you that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dealing with this 12 tribes chart, okay? And this is Revelations, the 7th chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So it's talking about the elect. Now watch this. Verse 5. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. See, this is Judah, right? That's the African American, the black man in America, right? They dwell in America. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Reuben is also in America. The Seminole Indians, they're in Florida, also in Georgia. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. That's the rest of the North American Indians. So coincidentally, as we already see the trend, which will continue throughout the rest of this chapter, all the tribes are named in their geographical order. Okay, this order that they're named in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, is an order that they have never been numbered in throughout within all the scriptures. So why did the Most High have it and put the Spirit on John the Revelator to order and number the 12 tribes in this particular order? I'm going to tell you why. Because it was indicative of their primary geographical location on the Western Hemisphere in the time of deliverance out of Babylon. Okay, and it was all through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is why it's not a big coincidence, or Ariel wasn't tripping when the Most High gave him this revelation. He was on point. He was in the Spirit when he got this revelation. This is verse 6. Of the tribe of Asher, now we going down here. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. See that? So we just covered North America. America with Judah, Gad, and Reuben. Now we covering South America with Asher and Naphtali, right? We're sealed 12,000 of the tribe of Manasseh. Now we skipping over here to the islands, right? Of the tribe of Manasseh, Cuba, right? We're sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon, we're sealed 12,000. Now you understand, Hispaniola and Cuba are a hop and a skip. A lot of Haitians swim their ass right from this corner of Haiti. This ain't the best map, but right from this corner of Haiti, right over there to the land of Manasseh, to Cuba. Okay? Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. So look, all these tribes are being geographically ordered, by their proximity to one another. You see what I'm saying? Asher and Naphtali are next door neighbors. Manasseh is a next door neighbor with Levi and Simeon. Okay? Judah, Gad, and Reuben are all dwelling in the same land. You see what I'm saying? Is this a coincidence? You tell me. Let's continue though. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. We're going over here to Mexico. Of the tribe of Zebulun, which is right under Mexico, we're sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph, now we're going over here to Ephraim, right? We're sealed 12. So look, it mentioned Mexico, and then Panama, Guatemala, all that down here, right? Now skipping over here to the Puerto Rican island, Ephraim or Joseph, okay? We're sealed 12,000. And of the tribe of Benjamin, we're sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin, we're sealed 12,000. You see that order? It is all geographically ordered in Revelation the 7th chapter to indicate to us something. That this is the order in which the tribes are located. Okay? That, in addition with all the rest of the spiritual and historical evidence to support and substantiate that these are the 12 tribes, there shouldn't be a doubt in anybody's mind. Through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But the key thing is, you got to be in the Spirit to get it, man. And there's certain people who ain't even in the Spirit who can get it. So for you dudes who's not in this, who just don't get it, man, there's no excuse for you reprobate niggas, man. It is plain and simple and to the point, man. Okay? These are the 12 tribes of Israel in the Western Hemisphere. Now, again, are there others of us that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth? Yes. But I'm not saying not to be concerned with them. You have to be concerned with them. Like I just did the video on the Al-Aqdam over there in Yemen. You know what I'm saying? We are concerned with our brothers that's scattered throughout the 12. Not the 12, but our brothers that scattered throughout the four corners of the world. But the fact is, as far as tribal identification pertains and is important to us, it's the ones that's over here on the Western Hemisphere that we're going to be dealing with. 9 times out of 10, one of them Israelites that scattered, somewhere in the damn Indonesia somewhere, you see what I'm saying, ain't going to be walking by us at camp. The primary people going to be walking by us at camp are so-called Negro, West Indian, and Latino Native American people. Okay, so this is the chart that pertains to them. Okay, then you got some of the Israelite foreigners that's coming out of Ireland and whatnot. You know, a lot of them dudes is Benjamites. You know, when you look into the history, you see what I'm saying. You know, you got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that's still over there on the west coast of Africa and other places in Africa as well. You know, you got them Levite Limba that's out there in Kenya. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. But the thing is, we live in the West. This is the 12 tribe chart for the Western Hemisphere. This is the one that's most important. Okay, and that's why we deal with it, and that's why we push it. Then you got some people say, what about all them blacks in Brazil? There's more blacks in Brazil than anywhere. First off, that's a damn lie. Technically, in the slave trade, more so-called black slaves went to Brazil than anywhere else, but there's more black people in America than there is in Brazil. Okay, that's just a fact, bar none. Okay, and if you don't believe me, you can look up the census in Brazil and compare it to the census of America. Even though that census is wicked and it's incomplete and inaccurate, the number of so-called African Americans in America is 8 times that of Brazil. Okay, so you know, but there are a lot of blacks in Brazil. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of those are, some of those are Northern Kingdom, but some of them is Southern Kingdom as well. Because you got to remember, the woman of Asher, during the time of Yahushua in the New Testament, it told you there was a woman of Asher. So that meant there was a remnant of Asherites that was dwelling with the Southern Kingdom. Just like there was a remnant of Ephraimites, like the Yoruba that's out there in West Africa. They identify themselves as Northern Kingdom Israelites, as Ephraimites and whatnot. And coincidentally enough, a lot of them Yoruba slaves ended up getting dropped off in a lot of Northern Kingdom lands. You see what I'm saying? So then you got black Puerto Ricans. Now some of the black Puerto Ricans are Judites, because Judah did start going down there into Puerto Rico to work during a certain period of time, I believe in the late early 1900s. But at the same time, you still had Yoruba slaves that was over there, Negroid, so-called Negroid Yoruba slaves that was really Northern Kingdom Israelites that was amongst the Southern Kingdom that went over there. So just because you see somebody who's a black Puerto Rican doesn't mean they're not a Ephraimite. They're still an Ephraimite, you know, 9 times out of 10. You know, in Brazil, it's kind of mixed up. You do got a lot of Southern Kingdom that's over there in Brazil, you know. And then you have, like, for example, the tribe of Zebulon down there in Panama. A lot of them black Panamanians are just Benjamites that moved to Panama, you know, for work, especially during the construction of the Panama Canal. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, you see a black person from Panama that is not a Zebulonite, it's a Benjamite. You know, my white family is from Panama. They straight up Benjamin. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they speak a little Spanish, but they're Benjamites. You know, the first dude who told me about Hebrew Israelites in general, he's from Panama, but he's a straight up Benjamite. He broke down the history, like, yeah, my family came from Trinidad and whatnot, and you know, and went to Panama to, you know, build a canal. You see what I'm saying? And just stayed. You know, so you got to factor these things in. It's all through the Spirit. You got to try the Spirit by the Spirit. Remember, the Spirit beareth witness that we are who we are. You know, and the Spirit beareth witness that these 12 tribes are these particular individual nations that you see on the map right now. Okay, but with that, I want to say shalom.